Only Fools and Horses, 1981 to 2003, remains one of the UK's most beloved sitcoms, with its hilarious characters and iconic moments. But after 44 years, what happened to the legendary cast members who brought these unforgettable characters to life? In 2025, we take a look at the actors' lives beyond the show, exploring their careers, personal milestones, and the ups and downs of fame. Join us as we uncover where the stars of Only Fools and Horses are now and how they've continued to entertain and inspire through the years. Roger Lloyd played Trigger in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, at the age of 37. Trigger, a dim-witted but well-meaning character, won the hearts of audiences with his unique humor and unforgettable deadpan delivery. He provided comic relief, particularly through his misunderstandings and awkward interactions with the other characters. Roger's own life, however, was far from easy. He married Sheila, with whom he had 3 children, but their marriage ended in divorce. He later married Jeanette, and their life together was clouded by Roger's declining health. In his later years, Roger was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a disease that took a heavy toll on him physically and emotionally. His health rapidly deteriorated, and despite a brave battle, he passed away on January 16, 2014, at the age of 69. Roger's death was met with an outpouring of grief from fans, as his portrayal of Trigger had left a lasting mark on British television, and he was deeply mourned by those who knew him. Jon Challis, who portrayed Boycie in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, was 39 when he took on the role of the snobbish and self-assured car dealer. Boycie's exaggerated confidence and obsession with wealth made him an instantly recognizable character, often providing both humor and tension within the show. However, Jon's personal life was marked by pain and struggle. His first marriage ended in divorce, and he later remarried, but even his second marriage couldn't shield him from the deep sense of loneliness he often felt. Despite his public success, Jon dealt with personal demons, including mental health challenges, and faced the hardship of losing loved ones. In his later years, Jon was diagnosed with cancer, a cruel twist for someone who had spent much of his life entertaining others. After a long and difficult battle with the illness, he passed away on September 19, 2021, at the age of 79. Buster Maryfield, who joined Only Fools and Horses in 1985, played the role of Uncle Albert at 65. Uncle Albert's endless war stories and his catchphrase during the war endeared him to fans, providing comic relief while also contributing emotional depth to the show. Buster's real-life journey, however, was marked by personal struggles. Despite his success on screen, his personal life was difficult, and his first marriage ended in divorce. Later in life, Buster was diagnosed with a brain tumor, which was a devastating blow that overshadowed his remaining years. Despite his illness, Buster remained beloved by fans and was remembered for his iconic portrayal of Uncle Albert. Tragically, he passed away from the tumor on June 23, 1999, at the age of 78, a loss that deeply affected his family and fans alike. His death came just as he was at the peak of his popularity, and his absence from Only Fools and Horses left a void that was impossible to fill. Kenneth McDonald portrayed Mike Fisher in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 33. As the long-suffering, friendly landlord of the Nag's Head pub, Mike provided the perfect backdrop to the Trotter family's chaos, his character often exasperated but loyal. While his role in the sitcom was beloved, Kenneth's personal life was less stable. He was married to his childhood sweetheart, with whom he had 2 children, but his marriage became strained due to constant financial struggles and the pressure of his career. Behind the scenes, Kenneth battled depression, and his financial troubles were a heavy burden. His health deteriorated over the years, culminating in a heart attack that took his life on August 5, 2001, at the age of 50. His sudden passing left many shocked, as it had seemed he was on the brink of turning his career around. His legacy is bittersweet, marked by both the joy he brought to his fans and the personal anguish he endured. Leonard Pierce played the lovable granddad in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, at the age of 66. Granddad was a warm, slightly forgetful figure in the Trotter family, offering both comic relief and genuine heart to the show. However, Leonard's personal life was anything but joyful. Despite his fame on the series, Leonard lived a life of solitude, having been divorced and with no children to provide comfort in his later years. His health began to fail, and his emotional well-being took a toll as he struggled with depression and loneliness. The public rarely saw the sadness that lay beneath the surface of his performances. Leonard's decline was swift, and he passed away on December 15, 1984, at the age of 69 from a heart attack, just a few years after finding fame in the role. His death came as a shock to many, as the beloved Granddad character left a lasting impact, yet Leonard's own life remained marred by emotional and physical battles that ultimately led to his untimely passing. Christopher Mitchell played Detective Sergeant Terrence Hoskins in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 35. As a dedicated and straightforward police officer, he provided a sense of authority amidst the comedic chaos of the Trotters' world. However, his personal life was anything but smooth. Mitchell's marriage ended in divorce, leaving him to raise his son alone. Financial struggles and mounting pressures from his personal life deeply affected his mental and physical health. As his career slowed, Mitchell was diagnosed with cancer, which only intensified his sense of isolation. On February 22, 2001, Christopher Mitchell passed away at the age of 52, his life tragically cut short by cancer. His death was a reminder of the challenges many face in silence, and his family and friends were left to mourn a promising actor whose life had been marred by personal turmoil. Diane Lon played June Snell in Only Fools and Horses, 1985, at the age of 38. June, a flirtatious former lover of Del Boy, brought a breath of fresh air to the series, adding both charm and unpredictability to the Trotter family dynamic. Off-screen, Diane's life was riddled with struggles. She had one daughter, but her marriage ended in divorce, leaving her to raise her child as a single mother. Financial strain and personal disappointment took their toll, and despite her early promise in acting, Diane's career never reached the heights she had hoped for. She faced constant emotional battles, dealing with the weight of her past and the challenge of finding stability in her personal life. In later years, Diane's health worsened, and she became more withdrawn, though she continued to work in small roles. Diane passed away on January 15, 2025, at the age of 77, after battling both physical and emotional challenges throughout her life. John Bardon played a policeman in Only Fools and Horses, 1986, at the age of 47. While his role was a minor one, adding humor to the interactions with the Trotters, Bardon's personal life was plagued with difficulties. His marriage went through multiple rough patches, leading to separation. Despite a long career in television and theater, Bardon faced significant health issues in his later years, suffering from a stroke that left him unable to continue his work at the same pace. The stroke led to a long period of physical and emotional struggles, leaving him feeling isolated and in pain. In his final years, Bardon continued to battle health problems, and his personal life remained clouded by regret and sorrow. On September 12, 2014, John Bardon passed away at the age of 75 due to a stroke, marking the end of a life filled with both professional success and personal suffering. His death was a reminder of the fragility of life and the toll of unseen battles. Derek Newark portrayed Eric the policeman in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, at the age of 48. His character, a no-nonsense officer, often found himself frustrated by the antics of the Trotters. In contrast, Newark's own life was far from easy. He experienced the breakdown of his marriage, which left him emotionally strained, and struggled with financial instability, which added to his sense of hopelessness. These personal hardships took a toll on his health, particularly as he battled heart disease in his later years. Despite his talent and years of experience in both television and theater, Newark's career suffered as his health declined. On August 11, 1998, Derek Newark passed away from a heart attack at the age of 65. His death marked the end of a life overshadowed by personal and health challenges. His passing served as a poignant reminder of the harsh realities many face, despite outward appearances of success. Peter Woodthorpe portrayed Reg Trotter in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 52. Reg, the estranged father of Del Boy, was known for his irresponsible and unreliable nature, and his presence on screen added a layer of complexity to the Trotter family dynamics. Peter's personal life, however, was far from as amusing as his character. While his career spanned many years, he faced personal hardships that took a toll on him. He was married, but his marriage was fraught with difficulties, and eventually, they divorced. Despite his professional achievements, Peter struggled with the loneliness of being away from his children and dealing with the pressures of his career. In his later years, Peter's health began to fail. After a short illness, he passed away on August 12, 2004, at the age of 72. His death came as a tragic blow, as he was a respected actor, but his final years were marked by isolation and sadness. Joan Sims portrayed Auntie Reenie Turpin in Only Fools and Horses, 1987, at 57 years old. Auntie Reenie was a lively, eccentric character, adding an extra layer of warmth and humor to the Trotter family, but Joan's personal life was far less joyous. Joan had a complicated and often lonely private life, never marrying and facing struggles with her health. Although she had many admirers throughout her career, including fans of Carry On films, Joan often battled feelings of isolation. As she aged, her health deteriorated, and Joan found herself struggling with the emotional toll of being alone. Her final years were marked by a debilitating stroke, which left her vulnerable and unable to continue her work. Joan passed away on June 27, 2001, at the age of 71. The stroke's aftermath left her in a frail condition, and her passing was a sorrowful end to the life of an actress whose career had brought so much laughter to the world. Christopher Malcolm played the chief of security in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 37. His character was known for his no-nonsense attitude, tasked with maintaining order and security, often butting heads with the Trotters. While Christopher was skilled at portraying the authoritative figure, his personal life was far more turbulent. Married with children, Christopher's relationships were marked by difficulty and personal sacrifice. His dedication to his work often came at the expense of his home life, leading to struggles with maintaining a balance between career and family. Despite his successes on stage and screen, Christopher faced the devastating challenge of battling cancer in his later years. He passed away on February 15, 2014, at the age of 67, after a long and painful fight with the illness. Michael Atwell portrayed the Englishman in Only Fools and Horses, 1982, at the age of 39. Although his role was minor, he added an essential layer to the series' ensemble of quirky characters, representing the everyman amidst the more eccentric personalities. Yet, in real life, Michael's personal journey was filled with hardship. His marriage to actress and fellow performer Pauline was marred by tensions and separation, which left him struggling both emotionally and financially. He had 2 children, but his attempts to keep a stable family life often ended in disappointment, leaving him with a sense of regret and missed opportunities. Michael's career, though marked by some success, was not without setbacks. He faced a series of roles that were underappreciated or overshadowed by bigger stars. Behind the scenes, Michael battled with a sense of unfulfilled potential and spiraling health issues. His personal struggles took a toll on his well-being, and despite undergoing heart surgery, he passed away on March 18, 2006, at the age of 63. Geoffrey Toon played Lord Ridgemere in Only Fools and Horses, 1982, at the age of 72. As the distinguished aristocrat, his character brought a touch of old-world charm to the show, adding a layer of sophistication to the often chaotic scenes. However, Geoffrey's personal life was far from the elegance his on-screen persona suggested. Though married, Geoffrey endured a difficult relationship that saw his wife pass away, leaving him with feelings of loss and loneliness in his later years. Despite a lengthy career in theater, Geoffrey's family life was marked by a deep sense of isolation. His success as an actor never seemed to compensate for the emotional toll of his personal struggles. Jeffrey's later years were overshadowed by the absence of companionship and the death of his wife, and the burden of old age weighed heavily on him. He passed away on June 1, 2005, at the age of 94, from natural causes. David Jason played Derek Del Boy Trotter in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, when he was 41 years old. Del Boy is the iconic lovable rogue, always scheming for the next big deal, with a knack for finding himself in ridiculous situations. Yet, behind the scenes, David Jason's life was filled with personal heartache. He had a turbulent relationship with his first wife, Mafanwy, which eventually ended in divorce. Despite remarrying in 2005, Jason struggled with family issues, including the loss of his daughter, who tragically passed away in infancy. This devastating blow deeply affected him, leaving a long-lasting scar on his personal life. His career brought him fame and fortune, but it also came with a heavy emotional toll. As of 2025, David Jason is 84 years old, and although he remains a beloved actor, his personal struggles have often overshadowed his public persona. Gwyneth Strong played Cassandra Trotter in Only Fools and Horses, 1989, when she was 30 years old. Cassandra was Rodney's intelligent and supportive wife, balancing out his insecurities with her calm and understanding nature. However, Gwyneth Strong's personal life has been far from the serene portrayal she brought to the screen. She married her husband in the 1990s, but their relationship deteriorated due to years of emotional and financial difficulties. Despite having children, Strong's family life was fraught with tension. She struggled with the pressure of maintaining a public persona while navigating her personal battles. The breakdown of her marriage left her emotionally drained, and she faced years of feeling unsupported. Despite her role in a beloved sitcom, Strong's life was filled with private struggles. As of 2025, Gwyneth Strong is 65 years old. Nicholas Lindhurst played Rodney Trotter in Only Fools and Horses, 1981, beginning at the age of 20. Rodney, Del Boy's younger brother, was the more grounded character, often the voice of reason amidst the chaos. Lindhurst, however, faced his own chaos off-screen. After his marriage to actress Lucy Smith, their life seemed picture-perfect, but it soon turned into a tragedy. In 2009, Lindhurst lost his only son, Archie, to a sudden illness at the age of 19. This unimaginable loss devastated him, leaving a shadow over his entire existence. As if that wasn't enough, his marriage also struggled under the weight of this grief, and their relationship became strained. Lindhurst's career continued, but it was marked by a deep emotional toll, and he had to battle with finding peace in the face of overwhelming sadness. As of 2025, Nicholas Lindhurst is 63 years old, and while his career remains intact, he continues to carry the scars of personal loss. Patrick Murray played Mickey Pierce in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 27. Mickey, the cheeky and unreliable friend of Rodney, was a character caught in a web of dodgy schemes and misadventures, bringing humor to the show with his antics. In reality, Patrick's career started with a promising spark but soon stumbled as he faced professional struggles. His personal life was equally tumultuous. Patrick was married for a time, but the relationship broke down under the weight of his work commitments and financial difficulties. The burden of his unfulfilling personal life was compounded by a struggle with his health, including a severe battle with a serious illness in the 2000s. His career never fully recovered, and despite his charm on screen, he faced a life marked by personal disappointment and financial hardship. Today, at 68 years old, Patrick remains out of the spotlight, living a quieter life in the shadows of his once promising career, facing the painful realities of aging and loss. Tessa Peake-Jones played Raquel Turner in Only Fools and Horses, 1988, at the age of 31. Raquel, Del Boy's long-term partner, is remembered for her warmth, loyalty, and the genuine love she shared with the often stubborn and deceitful Delaware. But Tessa's own life has been far from as easygoing as her character's on-screen love affair. Tessa married fellow actor Douglas Hodge, but their relationship faltered and ended in divorce, leaving her to raise her son alone. While Raquel remained supportive of Del through thick and thin, Tessa faced the harsh reality of her own broken family. Her career, which once held much promise, faced several setbacks, with many of her roles often overlooked in favor of more high-profile names. As Tessa approached her later years, she struggled with a sense of unfulfilled potential. Now 67, she lives a quieter life, far from the spotlight, reflecting on the complexities of both her fictional and real-life relationships. Paul Barber portrayed Denzel in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 32. Denzel, a good-natured and loyal friend to Del Boy, was often reluctantly pulled into the chaotic schemes of the Trotters, making him both a source of humor and compassion in the show. In Paul's life, however, there has been no shortage of personal struggles. After a promising start in television, Paul's career plateaued as he faced fierce competition and struggled to break free from being typecast in similar roles. His personal life mirrored the sense of unpredictability his character often faced. Paul was married, but his relationship fell apart after years of tension and unhappiness, leading to a painful divorce. To make matters worse, he endured a number of health problems, some of which have left him with lasting consequences. As of 2025, at 73, Paul lives in a much quieter manner, his earlier career successes now overshadowed by years of regret and the reality of his personal hardships. Dennis Lill portrayed Alan Perry in Only Fools and Horses, 1989, at the age of 47. As Cassandra's caring and often worried father, Alan provided a grounding, emotional presence in the series, often trying to mediate the troubled relationship between his daughter and Rodney. In real life, Dennis faced his own personal challenges, particularly in his family life. He married once before, but his first marriage ended in divorce, leaving him with a deep sense of loss. Though he had children from that marriage, the relationship was strained, and he struggled to reconnect with them. Professionally, Dennis found success, yet his emotional life was turbulent, and his relationships always seemed overshadowed by the disappointment of his past. As of 2025, Dennis is 82, living a quieter life, possibly reflecting on the unfulfilled dreams and heartaches that have marked his journey. Jim Broadbent portrayed Roy Slater in Only Fools and Horses, 1983, at the age of 34. Roy Slater, the crooked and despised police officer, was one of the more villainous figures in the show, constantly creating trouble for the Trotter family. In contrast to his ruthless on-screen persona, Broadbent's own life was far from smooth sailing. He endured the pain of a failed marriage, with his romantic relationships often plagued by insecurities and unspoken tensions. As a father, Jim found it difficult to juggle the demands of his career with his personal life, leaving emotional scars that persisted over time. His professional success, while significant, never quite filled the void created by the breakdown of his personal relationships. As of 2025, Jim is 75, still living, though his life has undoubtedly been shaped by the long-lasting effects of his personal struggles and heartbreaks. Wanda Venham portrayed Pamela Perry in Only Fools and Horses, 1989, at the age of 54. Pamela, known for her elegance and slightly snobbish demeanor, tried to maintain control over the lives of those around her, especially her daughter Cassandra, who was caught in a troubled marriage to Rodney. While Pamela's life on screen seemed relatively composed, Ventham's real-life experiences were far more difficult. Her marriage to actor John McEnery ended in separation, which left her heartbroken. The emotional fallout from her personal life carried into her career, making her later years challenging. She also struggled with feelings of isolation, especially as she aged, and had a strained relationship with her children. As of 2025, Wanda is 89, still living, though her years have been marked by the difficult memories of a turbulent family life and the deep ache of emotional loss. John D. Collins played Mr. Collins, the vet, in Only Fools and Horses, 1982, at the age of 40. His character, though a minor one, was a quirky addition to the show, often found in humorous situations involving the Trotters. Behind the scenes, Collins struggled with personal hardships. He married his college sweetheart, but the relationship was tumultuous from the start. His wife developed a severe alcohol addiction, which placed a significant strain on their marriage. They eventually divorced, and Collins faced years of loneliness and emotional turmoil. His career, though steady, never achieved the recognition he had hoped for, and he often found himself typecast in similar roles. As of 2025, John D. Collins is 82 years old, living quietly, far from the limelight, grappling with the emotional scars of his past while quietly reflecting on what might have been. Jerry Cooper portrayed Lisa in Only Fools and Horses, 1986, at the age of 28. Lisa was portrayed as Trigger's sweet and supportive niece, always bringing a sense of calm to the chaos around her. However, Cooper's personal life was far from calm. She married early in her career, but her marriage soon soured due to her husband's controlling nature and lack of emotional support. The constant tension ultimately led to a painful divorce. With her acting career faltering, Cooper found herself battling depression, feeling the sting of lost opportunities and broken relationships. Despite being well regarded for her role in the show, she struggled with feelings of unfulfillment and isolation. As of 2025, Jerry Cooper is 66 years old, living a quieter life, still coming to terms with the emotional toll her personal and professional struggles have taken on her. Trevor Aten portrayed the vicar in Only Fools and Horses, 1991, at the age of 26. His character, though minor, added a distinct flavor to the series with his brief but memorable appearances. Following his time on the show, Trevor's career failed to reach the heights many expected. While he took on roles in several TV series and films, they were often unremarkable, leaving him with limited success. His personal life was marked by a painful divorce from his wife, with whom he shares a daughter, Mia. The divorce was emotionally taxing, and Trevor faced a long, bitter legal battle for custody. The pressure took a toll on his career, leading to a gradual retreat from the industry. As of 2025, Trevor, now 59, lives a more private life. He occasionally works as a voice actor, but the fading of his career and estranged relationship with his daughter weigh heavily on him. Andre Bernard played Nerys, the shy and nervous barmaid, in Only Fools and Horses, 1988, at the age of 22. Nerys, known for her anxious yet endearing nature, was a memorable character in the show, but Bernard's life was anything but serene. She married at a young age, but her relationship quickly deteriorated due to her husband's infidelity and emotional neglect. The breakup was devastating, and Bernard found herself struggling with loneliness and self-doubt. Her acting career also faced obstacles, as she was often pigeonholed into minor roles, which left her feeling unsatisfied. Personal health issues further compounded her difficulties, and she spent many years trying to rebuild both her personal and professional life. As of 2025, Andre Bernard is 58 years old, still grappling with the effects of her past, living a life away from the public eye, and continuing to wrestle with the quiet sadness of unrealized dreams. Rosalyn Lloyd portrayed Heather in Only Fools and Horses, 1982, at the age of 29. Her character was a sophisticated love interest for Del Boy, a role that brought charm and depth to the show. However, after her time on Only Fools and Horses, Rosalyn struggled to find roles that matched the potential she once showed. Her acting career waned as she faced typecasting, leaving her with fewer opportunities in the industry. Her personal life was also troubled, as her marriage to fellow actor Gregory Pine ended in a highly publicized and painful divorce. The couple had a son, Julian, but their relationship became strained, with Rosalyn often torn between work commitments and raising him. The emotional toll of her failed marriage, compounded by her career disappointments, led to a period of deep depression. Now 71, Rosalyn remains out of the public eye, living quietly and reflecting on a life marked by broken relationships and unfulfilled aspirations. Who is your favorite character from Only Fools and Horses? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.